Boom, 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 boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. Hey, as you heard, okay, did you hear the happy birthday music? Okay, Warriors Quest has a birthday. Man, I am so excited about this. Man, I've been doing this a full year now. It's our birthday. Warriors Quest is 1 year old. Man, I feel so much wiser, so much more mature after 1 year. It's crazy. No, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to do this. And I've been doing it for 1 full year now. And I wouldn't do this and I couldn't do this without your support, without your following. Thank you. This is such an honor, such a privilege to spotlight a kidney warrior once a week and promote the search for a living kidney donor for that person. And tonight we're doing it. Boom, knocking it out of the ballpark again with another guest. But before I do that, I'm going to bring on a great co-host. All right, we got a co-host. All right, that man, his story alone is very inspiring, and I'm glad to bring him on. I'm going to bring on Howard McElroy from Reno, Nevada. How are you, Howard?
Hey, Jared, happy birthday on your Warriors Quest. That is
Thank
so cool.
you, man.
I'm proud of
Wow,
you.
I'm so excited, man. It's a privilege. It's an honor to do this, and it's gratifying because I just feel like it's God's plan and it's a calling that I have, and I'm so excited to do it.
Well, thanks for hanging in there and following through with that. That is so uplifting for so many people.
For sure, it is, and again, that's what I mean by gratifying is to see, their smile, see how it affects them and the impact that it makes. It's very gratifying, man. But
Yeah.
let's have you introduce yourself because I didn't introduce you very well, man. Can you introduce yourself because you're a living kidney donor, man? Please, from Reno,
Okay.
Nevada, living kidney donor. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. My name is Howard McElroy. I live in Reno, Nevada, and I donated a kidney 2.5 years ago to a gentleman at my church, and his name is Mark. He's doing extremely well, and I didn't know him very well at first, and we got to know each other, and I felt God tugging on my heart to step up and give him a kidney, and it took a lot of prayers and a lot of faith and trust, and it happened 2.5 years ago. Everything was a success. He's doing extremely well. I'm doing extremely well. I don't have any changes in my life. I have no restrictions for my diet. I have no restrictions physically. Everything's been extremely good, and it was just a fascinating experience.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for following, God's direction, and thanks for helping somebody who was in need, and you've given them a new lease on life, a new gift.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring on our special guest tonight. This special guest, all right, is somebody that I've been advocating for myself. Valerie Cartwright is from Michigan, and I've been helping her. My twin brother and I have been advocating for her on her Facebook page, and it's been a great honor. Valerie, thank you for coming on. Thanks for coming. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Happy birthday, by the way. That's great.
Hi, Valerie.
For you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, my twin brother and I, we've been advocating for you, and I'm a big fan of yours because of that, and I really want to be able to give you as much exposure. I want to be able to
lost him. Is it me or is it Jared? Howard, can you hear me? Huh. Hello? Hi, Howard. You can't hear me either, Howard?
I can't hear anything right now.
Oh. I can hear you, Howard.
All right, thanks, guys. Sorry about that. I apologize that I got disconnected very briefly.
Yeah, while you were off.
I can't hear Valerie right now.
Yeah, that's weird.
Howard? All right, so Valerie, would you introduce yourselves to everybody and everybody that's watching? Because my twin brother and I, we've been helping you out. We've been advocating for your page for, it seems like it's been almost a year now. Does it seem that long to you as well?
I think it's a little bit over a year.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, I'm Valerie Cartwright, waiting for a transplant. I knew all my life I was going to have a transplant. My mom had told me about my past with the cancer and everything like that. So I knew then I didn't think I was going to make it as long as I did, but I made it to 2008 before I even started dialysis. So that was a blessing in itself that it wasn't sooner than it was. But so now I had a donor through the Parent Exchange program, and unfortunately, I think they got tired of waiting for a match for his recipient, and they went to a different hospital, and he ended up donating to somebody else.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm back into searching for another donor now.
Oh, wow. That's gotta, that alone is a journey, and I'm sorry that that's happened. I can only try to imagine, how devastating and emotionally exhausting that must have been.
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, I didn't know how to act, really. I was mad. I was sad. I was more than mad. I don't even want to say the word, but.
Oh, right.
I mean, it was terrible. Like, I just can't believe it because it happened to them. His recipient's donor backed out. So they know how it felt, and then they turned around and did it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. Like, I wish I could just ask them why,
Right. I mean, that would give you so much more understanding, if you could do that.
Yeah. It's just frustrating.
Wow. Have you ever heard of that happening before, Howard?
I'm not able to hear Valerie. I can hear you fine, but
oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we have you log out and then just click on the link again and come back?
Okay.
Maybe that'll fix the issue.
Okay.
So and that's what I understood. So did the person that wanted to initially donate to you but couldn't because they were the right blood type?
Right.
Did they actually go through and donate their kidney?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they donated on October 30th.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought I understood last fall.
Yeah. And actually, I think it was in November. We found out on October, and I think it was like November 3rd that she donated. My partner donated her kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still in the Parent Exchange because they owe me a kidney.
Right.
But
yes.
I figured I would just put my story back out there. If I can find my own kidney, I'm happy with that too.
Right. Exactly. And that's what's powerful is that, just not staying, put, so to speak, and being stagnant is having a little more control so that if something else happens along the way again, you're not just, continuing to have that same frustration. And I like that. I give you kudos for, trying to do something and not just staying put again.
Thank
you. Can you hear us okay, Howard?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear Valerie and yourself. Thanks.
Okay, great.
Good.
All right. So, she was just kind of telling her story that, she had a living kidney donor that wanted to donate to her, but wasn't the right blood type. And went into the Paired Exchange program actually donated her kidney to somebody back in November.
Yeah.
All right. And then Valerie was waiting for her basically waiting for waiting for the person that was in the swap for her, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But backed out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
my heart just breaks for you. I mean, to be waiting patiently and to have so much hope for a donor, and then it happens.
Yeah.
And then certain circumstances happen and then they back out. That's just, man, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It's gotta be deflating. Yeah, very deflating. And so you had a transplant previously, and this is how long did that last?
It lasted about 5 years before it started going into rejection.
Okay.
And then it was like a slow rejection for about 2 years, and then it just went completely gone.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I started dialysis the first time in 2008, and I was on dialysis for 3 years then. And I got my transplant in 2011. So it was around 2016 I started rejecting.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. And, and oftentimes when that happens, there's, whether it's blood transfusion or having had a transplant before, there's sometimes, the antibodies, you could be sensitive to antibodies. And, with having advocated for you, that's been a little bit of a concern. And so we've had to kind of, you've had to battle that as well. And so you've had a kind of a rough journey with that. But, they sometimes, when that happens, they're supposed to, put you a little bit higher on as a priority.
Oh.
And that's what's supposed to happen. Now, I can't guarantee that with every transplant hospital, but when you have a higher PRA score, they're supposed to kind of put you as a higher priority because that's happening.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm still extremely hopeful but I do want to talk about that. The reason why I want to talk about that is that I want to try to drive the urgency home, that there is a big urgency to have more people apply, to be a living kidney donor, because with the higher PRA score, we really need more people to apply so that we can, basically find the right match. If we just have one or two people apply, that they may not be the match. And so there's a greater urgency to have more people apply with a higher PRA score.
Right.
So, George is asking, where is she listed? So George, we've got the information down at the bottom on that ticker. Blood type B or O, will accept the paired exchange program, and there's the phone number. But it looks like I may have missed the transplant hospital name. Valerie, do you want to talk about your transplant hospital information?
Yeah. Myself, I live in Michigan, and I am listed in Ohio. So the hospital is University of Toledo Medical Center. It's UTMC. I was with them for my first transplant, and I figured I'd stay with them for my second.
Okay. All right. Right on. And then he'd also asked, aren't they supposed to make sure these surgeries happen simultaneously? Now, I don't know about that.
Majority of the time, yes. But the way our chain went, because there were so many people, that they talked my donor lady into donating her kidney first, and then I was the last person on the chain.
Okay.
Usually they don't do that, but for some reason, I don't know why. Some reason they did that with us, and I wish now they would have never did it.
Right.
They really didn't explain why they did it that way, but I don't know. But usually simultaneously.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. So your lady backed out at the last minute then?
Yeah, I guess it was a gentleman.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
From what I understand, they were multi-listed at different hospitals. And while his lady, that was the one that was waiting for a kidney, was while she was waiting to find a kidney, they found a kidney at another hospital. So since she found another kidney at another hospital, he just ended up donating at that hospital as well.
Oh, wow. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still very frustrating for you, you know, and it's
I mean, I'm happy for the people that got the kidney.
right, exactly.
Because I don't want them suffering either.
Sure.
But that was my kidney.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Wow.
and that's what's frustrating is it just sounds like you know, they, you know, you know, I want to use the word shaft, like you got the shaft, but it just sounds like you know, it wasn't done fairly for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. But
Wow.
but nonetheless, you know, they still owe you a kidney. You're still, you know, you're deserved and you're still owed. And,
Yeah.
you know, and we're going to do all we can. Jeff and I have kind of, you know, put it in fifth gear to try to promote your case, you know, to try to help you with your living kidney donor search. And, you know, with some of the posts, you know, after we started you know, kind of making your page active again, they really got shared quite a bit. And we've got some regular people, some regular followers that really share the posters and flyers in your video. But it's you know, it was amazing when we first linked your news channel, the video of your news channel, that really went viral. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. It did great. Like, I was so happy that that news channel came to my house and interviewed me and my husband. And yeah, it blew up. Like, as soon as we got done with the video, I think it was later that night, like 3 hours later, my telephone just started ringing and ringing. Like, so many people had contacted me. It was just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That contacted me.
Right.
And it's funny because my donor lady, that's not even how she found me. She found me from one of the flyers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And even still to this day, that TV, that broadcast is still getting a lot of views.
It is. Yeah. It's still, you know, in fact, I lost count, but that video alone, when we posted it on your page, it got shared, I think, over 280, 290 times. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
amazing.
So if you haven't had a chance, you know, please visit her page. Of course, you know, you may see some of our posters. You may see you may have seen that I've shared it before, but it's Team Cartwright. Can you share with us the full name of your Facebook page?
I think it was Team Kidney Cartwright.
That's right, Team Kidney Cartwright.
Yeah.
And we have, you know, we certainly we'll probably share that video of the news channel again, maybe in the next couple of days, so that people can view it. Okay. And then we'll be posting this live broadcast. But you know, it's important that we get her story out there. Continue to get people to understand what she's been through. But Valerie, you're a kidney warrior through and through. To continue to battle every day in regards to what you've been through is amazing to me, because it is an emotional roller coaster, but you keep going like the Energizer Bunny, and I admire that, your strength and toughness.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's truly amazing.
I figured my whole life I've been ill one way or another. I've had a lot of surgeries. I'm a kidney or cancer survivor as well. So I've learned through my life not to ever get depressed about anything. I'm always positive, no matter what the situation is. I might get sad for a minute, I just laugh it off. You know, that's the only way I can get through it. And my mom, she's instilled that in me. She was the same way. She wasn't very healthy, but she was always happy, always smiling, you know, so I figured, what the heck, being sad about it's not going to fix anything. So yeah, we'll go through life being happy.
Well, and I appreciate that. I do.
Having a good attitude makes a huge difference.
It really does.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. If you stay positive, things will work out the way they're supposed to work out. And God is always on my side. He has been from day one. Like I said, I had cancer, and that was when I was 9 months old.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I was 9 months old. My mom said I never cried until one night I cried and cried and cried. She couldn't put me down. And she took me to the doctors, and they ended up finding a huge mass in my abdomen.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had that childhood cancer. It's pretty prevalent now. It's called neuroblastoma.
Uh-huh.
The survival rate is not very good for this childhood cancer. And I had it back in 1972, and I survived it. So that's a miracle in itself.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, God is certainly watching over you for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
So that's that's the start of my kidney problems, actually, because the neuroblastoma, when they went in to take it out, it had attached itself to my right kidney.
Oh,
So
really?
they had to remove my right kidney
Uh-huh.
and left me with my left kidney. And then the left kidney got cysts all over it. It's kind of like polycystic
Okay.
disease. That's what it looks like.
Wow.
And so they said as I grew my body that the cyst grew, and it kind of just overtook my kidney and suffocated it. And that's what caused my problems.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Nuts.
Wow. What size of boxing gloves do you use, Valerie?
I bare knuckle it.
Yeah. For sure.
So how long ago
So, you know what?
was your first kidney?
I'm sorry.
How long ago did you receive your first kidney?
In 2011.
Oh, okay, that's right. 2011.
Yeah. And that was actually a perfect match. The lady unfortunately took her life. She was the same age as me, and it was a perfect match through and through.
Wow.
So, and then for it to reject, it was just disappointing, because it
Sure.
went so well in the beginning. But they said I guess we have cells in our bodies that are kind of like the antibodies. And instead of the antibodies attacking my kidney, it was the cells that started attacking my kidney.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then now, like you were talking about the PRA, the antibody levels, after having a transplant can be exceeded. Mine are at the highest level that they can be at, so it's harder for me to find a match.
Yeah.
So the markers on the first one, how many out of the 6 markers, how many of them matched? Do you remember?
From what they told me, all of them.
So it's almost
they
like
said she was an
sibling match.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's all I know is that they said she was a perfect match.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's a shame that it started rejecting, but I guess that's the risk you have to take with a kidney, But,
right. There's no guarantees, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm hoping with this being a living donor, I mean, I'm obviously, if they call me in the middle of the night and say they got a deceased donor, obviously I'm jumping on it. But I would so love to have a living donor just because they say they last so much longer,
Our pastor at our church this year is going to be 36 years from his kidney, and that was a deceased donor.
Wow.
His markers were 5 out of 6.
30.
That's amazing.
36 years.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that something else?
Yeah. That's just awesome.
Yeah, that is
good for him.
I know. God's definitely got his hand in that one.
No, yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
He had 5 out of 6 markers, and I guess that's the markers they said were like an identical twin.
Okay.
So that's pretty high.
Yeah, see, they didn't tell me anything about markers. They just told me it was a perfect match. So I'm not sure what that means. My hospital is really weird. They don't share a lot of information. So I mean, I was surprised to find out that it was a female and she took her life. the doctor was nice enough to share that kind of information with me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mark and I were 3 out of 6, and they said that was like a sibling.
Oh, okay.
So, and that kidney started functioning right away. As soon as they put it in, it started working right away.
And that's how mine was. They said as soon as they put it in, I started producing urine.
Yeah, right, huh?
So.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah.
What kind of medication did you have? How many pills and all that were you taking a day?
I was on 2 anti-rejection medications. I was on Prograf and Myfortic.
Okay.
And then after a while, they had put me on prednisone for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was on prednisone for about a year, and then they took me off of that.
Okay.
So you didn't take very much medication then, huh?
I'm on a lot of medication, actually. Oh. I take about 30-something pills a day.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it's like 37 pills that I take a day. But, you know, that's blood pressure, cholesterol. You know, when your kidney is messed up, everything else gets messed up.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's a great point. It is. That's a great point. It is.
I didn't have high blood pressure until my kidney started rejecting. I didn't have problems with my cholesterol until my kidney started rejecting. I mean, what else do I take? I take water pills, obviously, you know, to try and help keep the water off. It's just, yeah, a lot of pills every day.
Holy cow. So,
I like Georgia's comment.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Mark is taking 4.5 pills a day total.
That's it.
That's all he takes. And so I had low blood pressure and Mark had high blood pressure. Yep. So he was getting treated for high blood pressure. So when my kidney started working, his blood pressure tanked to where he now has low blood pressure.
Wow.
So he has
got that from you.
Yeah. And he doesn't take any more gout medicine.
Well, that's nice.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, medicine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get rid of a lot of this medication.
That's a lot.
I mean, I'll take it because I'm supposed to, and to keep healthy is
right. You'll be compliant.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I miss my medication. I have alarms that go off for my medication. So I'm on it.
Yeah, you got to keep up with that.
Yep.
So Valerie, tell us a little bit about why you chose the type of dialysis that you do.
I do home hemo with the NxStage machine. How you can see it right behind me. That's half of it. The other half is down below. It was offered to me when I first started dialysis. I was in the clinic for about a year, and they had just got the NxStage machine in and wanted to, they wanted to train somebody. So I was the youngest person in the center. So they asked me, and I was like, for sure, I'd rather go home, be in my own personal space and do my treatment by myself. It was a no-brainer for me. The in-center is nice because you can just go do it, get it over with. But at home, you can choose your own schedule. What time of day you want to do it in.
Okay.
And you're in your own space, and it's just so more comfortable than being in clinic.
All right. So Valerie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you solo just so I can have everybody see that a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, will you kind of can you kind of talk about what you do and how you operate that?
Yeah. So I start out by putting my needles in my arms. I have my fistula right here in the top part of my arm. And once I start that, this machine behind me, it lights up. It tells you the speed of the dialysis. It tells you the speed that they're pulling the blood out of me. It takes me from start to finish with setup and tear down, it takes me about 4 to 4.5 hours for the whole thing. My actual treatment time is only 2.5 hours. Compared to clinic is can be anywhere between 3 to 4 hours. So it's a pretty nice machine. It's got it's not complicated at all. It's got one cartridge that fits right inside right here, and it does all the work Literally, I mean, all you have to do is write certain numbers down every half hour. Other than that, the machine does everything. If something's wrong, the machine will beep. You really don't have to worry about keeping an eye on anything. The machine does it all, and it's just so nice.
Okay. Now, do you check like your dry weight and what do you do in the beginning before you put, cannulate yourself?
Yeah, I have to check my dry rate. They do everything in kilograms, I guess, or yeah, kilograms. Yeah, I check my weight. That way I can figure out how much fluid I'm taking off. I have a specific dry weight that we go by every day. And so if I'm above that, then that's the amount that I have to take off to get back down to my standard dry weight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And when you've been on the machine that, and it's a great view of the machine right here. How has that been for you? Like you say that there are notifications or there's a beeping sound when something is off or what have you.
Yeah.
Have you been able to, do you have really good support with the NxStage? Like if something maybe needs to be repaired, or how does that work?
Yep. NxStage is awesome. They got an 800 number if anything goes wrong. If your machine starts messing up, like glitching, the bottom machine once in a while where it holds the dialysate, that once in a while will get glitchy, and I will call NxStage. I called them once since I've had it in over a year, and they were out here the next day fixing it.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Yeah. And then the top machine, it's pretty simple by yourself when you're doing dialysis. If you get an alarm, there's an app that I have on my phone with all the alarm codes, so I don't have to go through a book. And you just go to the certain code. It tells you what it is. It tells you how to possibly fix it. And if it doesn't fix, then obviously you need to get off treatment. But about 99.9% of the time, it fixes. If you read the oh my gosh, if you read the code just right and you fix it clears out and no issues.
Okay. All right.
I got dialysis brain. It don't want to work all the time.
No. And many warriors have that, the fogginess, the memory loss a little bit. Sure.
Yeah, I make fun of it because like when women are pregnant, they call it the pregnancy brain.
Yeah.
I call it the dialysis brain because you really you lose a lot of your brain when you're on dialysis, I swear.
Oh my gosh.
So you were talking about the dialysate.
Yeah.
When you get the product, does that, how many boxes, and can you kind of talk about when you get the shipment, what does that look like?
Right now when they ship you for a month usually.
Okay.
So when I get my I get dialysate, I get cartridges. And then I also get dialysate that I can take with me for traveling.
All right.
So I have a bedroom that's probably about a 10 by 10.
Okay.
And all my medical supplies takes up about half of that. So, I mean, it's a lot, but it's not. I think it's less than what PD gets. I think PD gets a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it sounds a little bit less than PD. It does.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. PD gets a ton. Like, like it takes up a whole room, and I have mine organized. I have boxes on one side, and then I have like this big curio cabinet where I have all my medical supplies, like my gauze and my needles and syringes and stuff. So
wow,
I'm really organized when it comes to my dialysis stuff.
So you have your own little hospital room at your house.
Yeah. I'm actually sitting, I'm sitting in my dialysis chair right now just so you guys can see my machine. Yeah. It's up in my bedroom. My bedroom is the warmest room in the house. And when you're on dialysis, you get really cold. So I sit here, stay warm. I sit with an electric blanket and another blanket on top of that. Just to stay warm. But yeah.
Yeah, so many
Well, you're cutting out a little bit.
Many people, in fact, I was going to ask him.
Well, Howard, are you still there?
Yeah, I can hear you, Valerie.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure what else to talk about while he's fixing his side.
Wow. Well, Mark never had to go to dialysis. I met him when he was at 14%, and he was just, I don't know what the percentage is. I think it's around 12, right? Before you go on dialysis. Is that what you experienced?
Yeah, I think I was around 10% when I started.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he was still quite a ways away, 14. And so he never made it to dialysis.
Wow. And that's going to help out his transplant too, because they say if you're able to get a transplant with avoiding dialysis, it helps the kidney with its survival rate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what they told me my first time around, that if I could get a kidney before starting, that it would be much better on me.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. I didn't realize.
Good for him. So and that might explain why his deceased donor has been 36 years.
Right. Yeah, that's the pastor. Yeah, he takes a lot.
Mark's the one you donated to.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
yeah, pastor is but pastor takes, I think he's up to 28 or 29 pills a day for his anti-rejection and everything. But 36 years, that's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. My goodness. I think I met one person when I went to go get my blood drawn after my transplant, and she said she was going on 45 years.
Oh my gosh.
But she didn't tell me if it was a living donor or a deceased donor.
Holy cow, that's incredible.
Yeah. I thought, holy moly. I was so happy that I was like, oh my God, my kidney's going to last forever.
Yeah.
And then mine didn't.
Yeah. So what is it? 8 to 10 years deceased? Is that right? Around there? 8 to 12?
Yep, 8 to 10. And then I think a living donor is 12 to 15.
Right.
10 to 15, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And my single kidney increased about 14%.
Did it really?
Yeah, so I'm about 64% right now.
Okay. Well, that's still really good for just one kidney.
Yeah, it can increase up to additional 35%.
Okay. How long has it been?
Pardon?
How long has it been since you donated?
2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I've been able to go hunting with my nephews and no dietary restrictions. The only thing that's ever changed in my life is I don't take any allergy medicine, any shots anymore.
Really?
Can't explain that one either.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Yeah, I used to
good though, right?
Oh yeah, I used to take allergy shots for over 40 years, and these past 3 seasons I haven't had the reactions.
That's
so
awesome.
that's been a good change.
Yeah, for real. My goodness.
But I can't tell that anything ever happened. You know, I walked into the hospital and I walked out a couple days later.
I was going to ask you how long you were in there.
We went in on Tuesday morning with surgery, and then I left about 2 o'clock on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
2 days later.
Well, just 2 full days.
Yep, I was. I got out and post-op in the late afternoon, and I think in the evening I was walking. I was already walking.
Wow! And then did they do yours laparoscopically?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have 2 little incisions on the side, and then my little cesarean scar.
Yeah. Well,
take it out.
Cool. That's amazing. It's nice meeting people and hearing people's story that has donated and saved somebody's life. It's just awesome.
Yeah. After all, just living my life, and I just finally felt I got to a point in my life where I just wanted to help somebody, be able to make an impact on somebody's life.
Right. Yeah.
And now that it's made a bigger impact than I ever thought in my own life.
Yeah.
And when they say it's better to give than receive, that is so true.
It's true. Yeah.
So true.
You helped out, I'm sure, a wonderful person, and I'm sure they're so thankful for it.
Oh, yeah. We're pretty good friends now.
That's cool.
Yeah. If I had 2 kidneys, I would do it again.
Right. Well, that's great.
Wow.
You're
awesome.
Thank you.
So Howard, if you could, share with people, who may be interested in becoming a living kidney donor, what kind of information would you give them?
Well, I never knew of anybody donating or anything like that. I didn't know any recipients and so on. So I always wondered what type of person would be able to do this. And I was in construction for 30 years, and I just hit a point in my life where I had the time to do it, and I thought I was healthy enough. I quit drinking and chewing like 5 years ago, and I thought I was in decent shape. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm in great shape. I could always do better, but
yeah,
I fit a lot of the parameters of having time off. Decent shape. I don't drink, so I thought, man, maybe I qualify for this. And then I just prayed a lot, and I did try and eat better. And my mental attitude was, I just had a good mental attitude about the whole thing. And when it was put on my heart, there was only one way I thought it can go. If God's guiding this whole thing, I felt like I didn't have too much to worry about, and I felt good about where I was at. If the kidneys, if the process was a success or not, some of the things were out of my hands, and I was okay with that. That I was just going to do my part, and that was just to donate. And it's supposed to be more painful on the donor than the recipient. And for some reason, it wasn't that. It was easier on me than the recipient. So that made it. That made a great experience for me. But I know everybody doesn't go. Everybody doesn't have the same experience that I have. So,
yeah.
But when I find myself thinking about if I should stop and help somebody, or if I should give some money to the homeless. And so when I ask myself these things, and I realize that I get my answer even before I'm finished asking, because if I ask, then I should. And that's my answer. So I felt like, should I be doing this? Yes, I should. And I don't want to go by and wish I would have done something. So that's why the action was, I had to do it, because I didn't want to be X amount of time down the road and go, oh man, I should have done this. I should have acted,
Wow.
So the action was needed to be done right away.
Wow.
Wow. That's amazing.
So
that is amazing.
We had, I think, over 7,800 living donors last year. And so if we could increase that number, it would help in the long run,
Absolutely.
But, if we had 7,800 living kidney donors, and there's over 250 million adult Americans, that percentage is 0.00003%.
Yeah.
Or around there, which is virtually unrecognizable.
Yeah.
But if we were able to double that, and have 15,000 donors, man, that would start making an impact.
Oh, absolutely.
We can chip away at that big number that we have, over 100,000 people waiting for a transplant.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would make a lot of things. That would change the whole
dynamics really would.
Of this. Yeah.
It would. And we have so many, when you look at the population that we have, in our country, okay, we have a good number of healthy people.
Right.
And they can live typically, okay, I can't, I can't say with 100% surety that they'll all live, normal lives, but typically, many living kidney donors live very normal lives after they've donated.
Well, now they're saying that living kidney donors will live longer than the general public because now they take better care of themselves. That's
Oh, wow.
That's the latest I've heard.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stat. I like that. That's interesting.
And we had our surgery at UC Davis in California, and they had 100% success rate for the first 2 years. So those numbers are extremely encouraging, but we're in a time of our lives, in our society where time is almost so valuable to us. And sometimes we can be selfish with our time, It
is.
But in Mark 10:45, it says that Jesus Christ came to serve, not to be served.
Yeah.
And to give his life as a ransom for many.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine if we all served, And,
absolutely. Wow. It's such a profound thought. And the thing of it is and I want to, I can jump.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You froze up, Jared.
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
He's not having very good luck with his internet tonight.
No.
I know how it goes. Like if my dogs are up here running around, they interfere with my internet the same way. So I totally understand.
Oh, he's going to check out and come back.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Well, that's very good statistics that you was giving us, like the numbers. That's if we did if we had the 15,000 more people a year, would make a huge difference.
Right.
I know my donor lady. She was doing a story too. I don't know how far she got on it or anything, but she wanted to put it out there, her experience with donating and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could get her on here or not, but that would be pretty neat if they interviewed her like they did you.
Yeah. How was her experience?
She didn't have the best experience. She had some issues after donating. Her kidney's fine, but she just had some other issues. It took her a little longer to heal up, and she actually ended up back in the hospital, I think, with a little tiny hernia around her surgery site.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she's doing great now. She's doing great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Jared, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I was going to say that in my life, in my experience, the more I've served, okay, and the more I've ministered, okay, the more I've done any sort of help, okay, and I've forgotten about myself.
Right.
The happier I am. All right. And I can attest to this because, okay, and I mentioned this offline when we were talking before, but because of the work that Jeff and I do and we advocate for others, okay, it's gratifying, okay? And I believe that the feeling I get when I help people, okay, in the kidney disease community, that feeling I get, okay, and that how I feel good, okay, that's from God. Okay, I firmly believe that he's telling me that he's proud of me, okay, and I just want to say that is that, okay, when you help somebody and you're doing something selfless and you're showing an act of love, okay, God will be happy for you. He will be happy with you that you've done that. And I just want people to understand that okay, please be compassionate for Valerie and her search for a living kidney donor. And if you feel that compassion and you understand what Howard has said in regards to what he's done and why he felt like he wanted to donate, And if you feel stirred and you feel compassion, please act on that compassion, because Valerie would really appreciate somebody coming forward and helping her and applying to be a living kidney donor for her.
Right. The one thing that, I was just going through the process of donating, and that's as far as I saw, but the blessings and what the impact that it's had on my life, I didn't expect. So those have been phenomenal. It's not just the act of giving a kidney away, it's the side effects of giving. Why do you feel so good when you give and give from your heart? And there was nothing in it for me. I was going to gain nothing. But the act of giving just filled my heart with so much love, and just there were so many blessings that I didn't expect on top of it.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Valerie, what do you think about what Howard has said, and how much hope does that give you?
Oh man, you have no idea. It gives me a lot of hope. I mean, we really do need more people out there like Howard, because to give something like that is just amazing. I mean, there's not a lot of people, and a lot of people don't even know you can donate while you're living. They think you have to wait until you die to give the kidney away, and you don't have to. So yeah, it gives me a lot of hope. I mean, obviously it gives me a lot of hope. I had that hope once before. I know I'm going to get it again.
Yeah. You had a taste of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know my needle, like they say, it's finding a needle in a haystack. And my needle is out there somewhere. We got to find him.
Well, let's find you that needle instead of the 15 gauge or the other needle that you use.
Right.
Yeah,
I think I would like that needle much better than the
right.
my arm.
Exactly.
Yeah. For real.
But you know what? The thing that Howard said, and he alluded to it, is that if he can do it, okay, I really want to hit home, okay, that I realize, okay, it in some ways, okay, that there are many people, okay, I think is it the National Kidney Association? I may be getting it wrong, but the big ask, okay, it may seem like a big ask, okay, and I try to enunciate that K there because it can sound like something else if I don't say it right, but okay, I understand, okay, that it may sound like a big ask, okay, that it's a big request. Okay, with that having been said, in some ways, okay, I don't think it is. So sometimes I wish they wouldn't say that it's a big ask, because in many ways, if you're healthy, it really doesn't have to be a big request, because if you're healthy, all right, then you can live a very, very normal life afterwards, much like Howard and Dorley Martin, Amy Martin, and some other living kidney donors, all right, that we've had on our shows, like Jeff Hartley. Okay, and I know I may be forgetting some other names, and I apologize for those names that I've forgotten. Many people have gone on to live a very normal life, and in some ways actually more than normal, because they're doing more with their life afterwards.
Right.
Much like Howard has said, is that he's had many blessings afterwards, and many of them talk about how they feel as though their life has more meaning, and they have been blessed because of it.
Right. Exactly.
So anyway, I am please, if you feel compassion, if you feel like that you want to donate, I'm going to show the information again. I'm going to put it on the screen again so that we can kind of put the information out and the phone number. Okay, if you're not the right blood type, okay, that's okay too, because you can still get in the paired exchange program, which she's a part of. But if you are either blood type B or O, please call the phone number here to the transplant hospital. It's 419-383-3419. Apply. Please apply. If you apply, you still have an opportunity, and it certainly doesn't mean that you don't have an opportunity to rethink it and say no, you're not committed. But if you do apply, okay, please, God bless you that you can continue through the testing, because Howard is a testament as a living kidney donor we have on the show right now. And if you have questions, the phone number is a great place to start, because the transplant coordinator at that hospital that you can connect with that phone number can answer your questions directly about any of them that you may have about donating and what the process is. But the testing, the hospitalization, all of those things are paid for, okay, with the insurance. And so as a living kidney donor, you don't have to pay for those things at all. It's all paid for in regards to, what all has to happen is paid for by.
Right.
So please call the phone number.
The recipient took care of all my expenses, his insurance company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially everybody who's watching who lives in and around the state of Michigan. Okay, please. All right, because those are the people I'm trying to reach out to and I'm trying to connect, is people living in and around Michigan. Now, if you don't live exactly in Michigan, hey, we still would love to have you donate to Valerie as well. And so please.
Sorry, Jared.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to tell you, I am also listed. They tell you to get multi-listed, so I didn't do it the first time, but I'm also listed at University of Pittsburgh.
Okay. So, awesome.
If you want, I can forward that information to you.
Sure. Yeah, we can put it in the comments section. Yeah, so people who live in Pennsylvania can donate.
Yeah. So it's a travel for me. I think it's like a 4.5 hour drive, but that was one of the best hospitals besides where I'm at. So yeah. I just wanted to let you know I am listed over there as well.
Great. So you heard it, folks. So if you know of somebody who lives in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, in and around that area, please send the link to the show. Or if you live in donate as well.
You cut out just for a little bit. Oh man.
You there, Jared? Uh-oh.
Nope. He's gone for a minute.
Yep. He'll be back.
Yeah. It was really nice meeting you. I'm glad they had a co-host today.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. We'll keep praying for you, Valerie, that somebody would step up and that God would bring somebody to you to donate a kidney.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know it's going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I covered everything, really. We just have to wait for him to come back on and see. I hope people are watching this, though, and get some good information from us.
Right. I'm an ambassador with Donor Network here in Reno, and we just are out in the public at the high schools when they're taking the driver's ed and sharing with them so they can sign up.
Oh, nice.
I know there you are, Jared.
Hey, thanks, guys. So anyway, we're nearing the end of the show, and so I just would like, Howard, I'd like to give you an opportunity, and I want to thank you again directly. Thanks for coming on as a co-host.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor. I have a lot of respect for you, and thanks for sharing, your story with us and telling people about how you've become a living kidney donor. What would you like to say again, just very briefly before you leave, and any shout outs that you'd like to give as well?
Just want to say hi to Mark and all of his family back east in New Jersey area, North Carolina. And, you know, it's considerate. The blessings and just giving is better than receiving. And it's just a truly amazing thing that we can help somebody. And, you know, we are all called to love each other and to serve. And as soon as I put people ahead of myself, then it's about me. So I try and keep everybody ahead of myself so I can serve.
Nice.
And just consider it. You know, if it's on your heart, just pray and see where it's leading you to go.
Nice.
Yeah. The YouTube video is under Reno Legends. If you want to check out the video.
Yes, please do.
Reno Legends on YouTube.
Yes, please do. It's a great video on YouTube. Thank you for sharing that. Please
Thanks,
look
Jared.
it up. Yeah, thanks again for coming on, Howard.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Howard. It was
we'll
very
keep praying for you. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Valerie. So we're nearing the end, but I want to give you a chance to give a shout out and maybe if you want to say anything else, plea or anything else that you want from your heart to say.
Well, I want to say thank you to my husband and my stepson. They're my main support here. They take care of me when I'm doing my dialysis. So thank you to Robert and Lee. I love you guys so much. I do just want to put it out there that I hope somebody finds it in their heart really to at least think about getting tested. Like Jared said, you have the option of backing out anytime you want. You all the way up to the day of the surgery, you can back out if you don't want to, but at least consider getting tested and see if you are my match. It's hard for me to get matched, so I need as many people as I can. So
Amen.
I hope a lot of people are watching this and at least take into consideration. And I thank you for having me on and putting my story out there. I really do appreciate that.
You're welcome. Gladly done. It's God's plan, and I'm honored. It's my privilege, and Jeff and I are very blessed to be able to help promote your search for a living kidney donor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for coming on again, Valerie, and I'll continue to share this, and I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you again. Have a very good evening, okay?
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. We've heard from Valerie Cartwright, someone I've been advocating for. My twin brother and I, Jeff, we've been advocating for her. And she does have a good support system with her husband, Robert, who's great. All right. And her family has been awesome. But we need to step up as a community. The kidney disease community needs to rise to the occasion and help give her some support. Please share this. Share this message. Help me get this out there to as many people as possible. All right. Share it to large Facebook groups. Share it to your friends, your family, coworkers, especially for people who live in and around Michigan or Pennsylvania. Thank you for watching tonight. Again, happy birthday, happy anniversary to Warriors Quest. We've been doing this for 1 full year. And I wouldn't be able to do this, okay, and have this be successful without your help. All right. Thank you for following Warriors Quest, and thank you for allowing me to be doing this. It's an honor, God's plan. If you would like to be spotlighted, okay, if you'd like to be featured on the show, please get in touch with me as well. But thank you again for watching. Have a good evening. All right. Thank you again.